My goodness, my lighting. Hi, everyone. Welcome to My Truth with me, Judge Desire for Knowledge. Get the lighting here. And I'm also trying to wait for more people to come in. Uh, wow, my lighting is not working correctly. Okay. So, hi, today our conversation is on relationships. I'm home relaxing. It's raining outside, and I just wanted to have that relaxed look. My bandana on. Just here to give you the messages, or at least convey with you and what you guys are doing and what you up to. Welcome to My Truth Live with me, Judge Desire for Knowledge. And so today's relationships are based on marriage and dating. Sometimes we feel like the difference between marriage and dating isn't much, but I just wanted to know your opinions on what you thought about it. Since no one's here, I'm just going to go forward with mine because I'm unstoppable and I won't let this stop me either. So basically, I created this show because I'm going to be doing monthly topics with the court filings and stuff you need to know about court cases and family court. And I already did traffic laws and actual talk with child support, which I did last Saturday. I'm going to try to get on every Saturday at 3 p.m. to discuss talks with you, see what you guys like to talk about with my topics and outside of the topics. Doesn't always have to be the same, right? Either way, the topic today is marriage versus dating. And my questions were going to be, why do some women show their stuff off of social media and then ask why they're not married or can't find a husband? Well, the answer to that is don't show your stuff. Keep it private and keep it to yourself. And then maybe, just maybe, if you have that going on, then everything else that goes with it will definitely be a positive, right? Right, everyone? I'm sure you can mention the comments in the comment box later once you all review my show. Subscribe, like, and share. And we'll be discussing topics that are interesting. And so that was the first question I was going to ask. Why do you seem oblivious to why you're not married? Well, let's see. I don't think a gentleman or a female has been showing everything that they've been born with. Or, it's good to be proud of your skin and who you are. But when we get deep, the butt dances and all this nasty, gross stuff we see on social media, and then everyone, you get 1,000 likes for that. Vibrations are low there. Those are low vibrators. I mean, wow, that was funny. Like, okay, low vibrations. I meant to say, yeah, I don't think this is really light enough. All right, I'll leave it like that. Either way, I just always wanted to ask the question, like, what do you think if you're going out there on social media, TikTok, and you're just dancing and with your butt or your chest out? I mean, gratifying it all. Now, if you don't want to get married, that's a good way to do it. Because believe me, if you're not interested, a good man is not going to be interested either. So, I mean, we can all have positivity within our body and our minds and how we see ourselves. But do you really care how everyone else sees you? Like, I care about how I see me, and I really don't care how anyone else sees me. How's that? Yeah. I also wanted to talk about that because it's important to feel positive about the things that you're interested in, and it shouldn't only be what everyone else wants. For instance, men who say they like big butts or big chests, then you go out and you get transplants for a butt and are you doing it for you or are you doing it because you need a man or want a man? I That's another question I wanted to ask. But instead of asking, I'll survey with my own answer. um, that means their self-esteem is really low. I mean, we get little cosmetic procedures being done, but totally body move. Uh, Everything is rearranged that God created on you. I mean, you couldn't be happy or make it work for you without, you know, amplifying extra, amplifying extra stuff that later looks gross. For instance, I've seen women, they did their lips. These are my actual lips, but they're doing it now where they're getting it pumped up or something, and that's bad enough because later on it starts drooping. Well, that's the same way your chest and your derriere is going to do. If you haven't noticed lately that a lot of people have to keep it up and it costs a lot of money for what? Just be you, work out, pump out. No, I don't have any problem with women that wear cosmetics, but overdoing it every day as well. I know this show is not about that, but I'm just saying when you overdo it, you can do it, go to weddings, this and that. I'm not wearing anything but lip gloss, a little eyeliner only today. But my skin is always going to be the skin for that day. If I break out, I break out. So what? I'm not going to cover it up. No, I can't cover that. That's not going to be covered because covering makes it worse and you age quicker. And I'm not trying to age quicker than I am. It's beautiful if you have beautiful skin, which no one has perfect skin. So we know a lot of people are covering it up with concealers and foundations. But again, another self-esteem issue if you can't leave home without it. Yeah. So that's another confirmation that we do have low self-esteem. And I had to lift my vibrations by being positive, helping myself to believe in me in order for me to accept how I look and feel today. And I love it. I love me. Once you love yourself, self love, everything comes together. So that's for I thought of using this show, relationships, to help others with their relationships. Not that I don't need help. I was that person before dating and marriage versus marriage because I hadn't been married before my first marriage, which went downhill. I mean, I said I would never marry again. But, it so happens things do change. So, um, Mo, mm, had the same experience I did, whether it was abusive relationship or abusive marriage, don't want to end up that way again. So they usually totally say, no way am I going to get back into it. But if the right person comes along and you won't know that if your mind and mentality is stating, oh, I know this isn't going to work, then it won't work. If you put an effort in it, it will work. So when it comes to marriage, that's a lot of effort. I don't think you need to put much effort into dating, but it should anyway if you feel that that's the person monogamous to your life, but just that person. I believe that everyone should actually be honest. Like, why get into a relationship and then you're gonna go see other people anyway and break each other's heart and then come to the courthouse fight? See it all the time. For order protections, this and that. It's not worth it. I mean, be honest with each other. If you want to date other people in the beginning, you just say, are we open for an open relationship? And if the person says no, they say no, and then you don't have to have a relationship. It's that simple. Or if you're in a relationship and you feel like it's not working anymore while you're dating or marriage, well, marriage is a little difficult, but dating, it's not like you have that piece of paper that you're stuck to that person. So if you're tired, break it off instead of finding someone else who's definitely going to be there for you if you're open to it. Because people are desperate nowadays. I won't say which sex is more desperate because I really don't know that. That's why this is called My Truth, Real Talk, because it's only my truth. It doesn't make it facts. It's my opinions, just like you have your opinions. Don't take it serious. Um, it's just that I evaluate stuff a little differently, and I figured I'd discuss that guy with you guys to see how you guys feel about it. But as I start off on the show, My Truth, Real Talk, I'm would love when it comes to the point because I'm just starting. So I'm not phased by no one being here right now. I'm just happy to be able to discuss how I feel and if it can help other people heal or go through whatever trauma they may have or even think of assess themselves to better themselves in whatever area required for themselves. Everyone's different. So when it comes to relationships, we got to be strong in the mind, most and foremost self-love, because if you don't love yourself, you're not gonna even be the person. It could be you. I've been there where I thought it was the person, but it was really me. So, and what I wanted to talk about is dating. Are you dating? Are you in the dating scene to be with one person or in the dating scene to be with several? That should be clarified in the beginning so that both partners as adults should know. I mean, it's just being honest. Who wants to be with someone then later find out, wow, this was a manipulator and this person. And now they manipulated me into a relationship and I lost time that someone else could have satisfied your knowledge, information, your body, your mind, everything. I mean, as a person, not sexual. Thank you. And this is really important. I think that if people were more honest, it would be a better place to live. We wouldn't see child support. I mean, not child court, family court so overwhelmed with people having children with people and then hating each other later, which was one of my last discussions last weekend on Saturday. And I discussed child support and how things come accumulated with just the little things we do, what can happen, how big it can become your worst nightmare if we don't think about it first instead of not using your mind and your body. Not using your body, but your mind. That's what I should say. That's what I meant. And I was with the marriage, I was going to ask, which I'm thinking about doing right now, the same question. Or I get if you're getting into a marriage, it's good to be honest because you're going to have a long term marriage with this person because that's what the assumption is. So be honest. You don't want to marry someone and then find out later they're not that person that you married, and you're like, wait a minute, I didn't see this person as that person when I first met and date because of course not. You weren't looking there. The red flags were there. Most people do get the red flags, and then you find out, wow, I should have known that. This is why you take marriage seriously and you don't just get in it for money or pleasure or loneliness because it takes a lot of work. Any and everything takes a lot of work. And you don't want to work hard, you want to work smart at even marriage work, whatever you do in life, you got to work smart, not hard. And marriage is one of them that it's not going to be perfect, but it can work. But a lot of people don't believe that. And believe me, I didn't either. Like I was dating my now husband for 22 years and we were not ever getting married, not to each other or other people. But we had a strong bond. We still do. And we got to know each other, which made it even better. Because people need to know each other no matter what faults someone has, or pros and cons. That way you'll know and you could talk and discuss it about it. What you don't like, what they don't like. Criticism. Sometimes criticism is good because it helps you see what you don't see about yourself. And so then you can actually, you and your spouse can actually differ it out. It's better than going through divorce court and ending back on the market, on the market of singlehood, where it's like being a chop of meat nowadays because so many people are sleeping. Well, in my opinion, a lot of women jump to sleep with guys the same day. Well, that's on you, but I'm not that chick. So when I was dating, not actually dating, when I was with my now husband before I met him, and when I did, and we made it our actual relationship monogamous. Before that, I noticed that all men was assuming that you myself would sleep with them, and I'm like, "I'm just talking to you. I'm just having a tea or coffee with you. What I don't know what other women do, but not me. Not me, sir. No, you got the wrong one." And not everyone's like that. So, but promiscuous is the word. But I know that there are a lot of men that think most women are promiscuous, and we're not. There's some good girls out there, and when you find them, please hang on to them. They don't go looking for your money. They don't take your money. They'll assist you. They'll be your friend. They'll build you. This is on both sides. That's the kind of relationship we all should look for or seek. And if we don't want a relationship, we don't have one. But don't cry in misery later when things happen like holidays and you're on your own and you're watching other people at weddings. Because some people get jerk, tear jerking. They're like inside. They don't feel good about it, and that's understandable. But do something about it if it bothers you, and if it don't, well, more power to you. Because when I was single, it didn't bother me much. I liked my independence. I liked making well, I always made my own money, but the independence was nice and to be loved, but never married for me at that time since I went through such a bad abusive marriage, domestic violence. I noticed that I was not going to be ready for a marriage right away. So I was going to put myself in a position where I know I'm still going to be the same type of person as if I was married to someone, only be with that person unless I didn't want to date that person anymore. So if that's you, then you're on your way to having a marriage one day that will be very fruitful. And if not you, please don't ruin other people's lives. We would appreciate it if you stay with the Jezebels or the Sankey Pankies out there and keep us out of it. The good ones, people, male and female, out there that are inspired, but they're going to come out there and look for you. It takes conversation, not shaking the butt. Sometimes people go to libraries, church. Uh, I know people go to bars, but I started not thinking about having that as a positive method because you might end up being with someone that's later a drunk or goes to the bars when you don't even know about it and you're dating them and then you see these things or you don't see it until you marry them. No, no. So I wouldn't, unless you have it going on upstairs and you see the red flags and you meet somebody from a bar or something, a social, then maybe, it might work. I mean, I met my husband online. And how many of you guys do date apps? I wonder. Leave the comments in the box later and let me know because date apps is very seriously scary. But at the time, 20 something years ago that I did, I was really young. But either way, I got out of my abusive relationship marriage. And so I tried the dating app and I found my one, one and only. And that was unusual for me. I wouldn't advise anyone because it's scary, but that was 20 years ago. It happened. We were supposed to, oh, thank you for showing up. We were supposed to be friends, and it ended up being more than friends. So that was another question I would like to ask other people, and you can leave it in the box. How many people met their first date online like I did? So now that we got to that topic, I had another topic to end up because there's no one here to question or ask for me to ask a question. So I can't answer that one. I said that's how I met my husband. And that is a scary thing to do today. And it was back 22 years ago. So if you are on a date app, please be very careful. And if you're married and on a date app, I think you don't deserve to be married either. So make sure that your wife doesn't get you and or anyone else because or husband because I was going to ask that question as well since this is about relationships, marriage versus dating. How many of you guys are also not only online dating but married and acting like you're single online and dating? Ooh, that's not good. That's not a good thing. Okay, no need. All right, so I'm not gonna so that's like a danger. Like that's a real red flag, especially if you're married. So right. So I also wanted to ask why a lot of single people date married people. If you know a gentleman or a female is married, I'm tired of the I'm not happy. If they're not happy, say, well, you're gonna need to get a divorce to get with me because I'm not gonna take on another person that's going home to another person. I mean, it's just grow up. There's someone out there for you. If not, then I don't know what to tell you. I just know that I got caught up in a situation where I found that out, and I was out when I was dating before I met my husband, and the person was actually married, lied, separated, getting divorced, blah blah blah. And that once you find that out, it's best that you walk away, just leave it because there's no good there. You're not going to walk into someone else's life and hope that they leave a structure of someone that they've been with for years and took vows with. I mean, no, I know women and I've heard women say, oh, they're coming to me because they're going to stay with me. And I'm taking him or her away from them. I'm like, oh my God, you're not going that person is not going to leave their wife for you or husband or whichever way you want to put it. And if they do, okay, do you feel good about yourself? Because I wouldn't. I'd be thinking every day, whether they marry you or not, as long as you're in a relationship with that same person that can do that to that person, I would be saying to myself, wait a minute, won't there be a day that this will happen to me? Karma, that's what it's called. Won't that be a day? I wouldn't be worried about it, but if I was the person, I would think about that. So therefore, there's no need to do it, right? I wouldn't. But in either way, let me know your opinions on that one because I'm sure there's a lot of people out here that have been entertaining that, and because they were approached or met someone, found out they were married or not married, or whatever lies are displayed, or their unhappiness in a marriage, but they're still living there, have children there, the money is there. It's just really not questionable. The answer is N on the no, no, no. Not a good thing. Like I said earlier, it's called self love. If you have self love, which I had to learn to do, I had to learn to love myself. This is why I said earlier, I can accept how I look. I don't need to go get anything done on my body and stuff because that's what men like. You have to love you. It's not about, oh my God, they like breast. Oh my God, they like derriere. I'm going to go get that done. Yeah, I'm happy for you. But you can work it out. You can work out at a gym to pump it up. But to go that far out and even thinking you're doing it because you need attention from other people, and it's not because you want to do it, but because you need attention, that's lack of self love and self esteem issues. So when it comes to relationships, you can bring that into relationships. Like I stated, yeah, I've been there before where I had to learn and grow up and realize that I am a part of whatever I contribute in this relationship, and the same comes back to me. But you got to be smart enough to understand. And also, I think communication is really important. A lot of communication sometimes. I like communication, but either way, I'm going to move on to. So, what do you think about long term relationships? Is almost as being married. So long-term relationships could be like what I started out with when I met my now husband, and we chose we would never marry anyone or ourselves at any point because I'm speaking for myself. My past marriage was not the greatest, so I was definitely a no. And so long-term dating did work for us, and things changed, like I said, and then we decided, you know what, the grass isn't greener out there, so I think we're the best for each other, and that's why things changed from dating to marriage, and that can happen for a lot of people. But I agree with long-term dating, but it has to be monogamous. Like, I mean, if you wanna go out there and see other people, there's no sense in dating that person long term, is it? It doesn't make sense, right? I don't see that as something that makes any sense whatsoever, but people do it, and I try to understand that. So I don't know if that's manipulation or a narcissism or what. But, you know, to each his own, and that's why I'm here doing this show, and I'm gonna end it soon now because even though no one's here, I hope except for DJ Bugging Heart, my hubby. Thank you for your support, my moderator. Um, I like I said, I chose to make a show weekly on Saturdays at 3 p.m. here on YouTube. So check me out, My Truth, Real Talk with Judge Desire for Knowledge. My truth, as I stated, is my truth. It's not the truth. That's why I didn't put the truth. My truth, my opinion, not facts, which I want to correlate with your opinions and we have a good discussion. And we have a good discussion together. I mean, a dialogue even. So hopefully as this channel grows, because it will, I'm gonna make sure of it. I'm confident. I love it. And I'm also learning how to use the abilities I have to better society, heal, and whatever is needed and required here. So I thank you for your time. I hope to see you soon. Next Saturday at 3 p.m. You can find me on Facebook, also Instagram, Facebook, to find me here on YouTube. So I appreciate your time and effort. Even though everyone's not here yet, you'll see me soon. You'll know me. Thank you for listening to this. Subscribe, like, and share so others can come in on it, on the team, knowing the truth, my truth. Thanks again. You have a great one, a great Sunday fun day. Ciao. Wait, doesn't want to click off? All right. Thank you all.